I now know how it feels like to be Muslim after September 11th, even though I'm Muslim and will never fully understand because I'm not Muslim, but now I have a general idea how it feels like. So a few days ago, my wife and I were denied license renewed. Well, my license isn't expired. My BC Canada driver's license is not expired yet till early next year. But ICBC woman on the phone, Insurance Corporation of British Columbia, said I don't qualify to renew my license even when I go in person because I have a license from another country, China in this particular case. I have a digital license now, but I also have one in a card format with my name in Chinese and also a photo and my address here in China. So it's basically government issued photo ID with an address on it. I need this piece of ID to be part of society because I'm not a Chinese citizen here in China. Chinese citizens have another white card with their name and address on it, but I don't have that card. I only have residence here, and that residence one doesn't have an address on it. It only has like my name, face, and it says residence on it, but it doesn't have my address on it. So that's a problem when I need to show proof of address when booking the hotels and whatever, or send stuff by courier, like to the Canadian consulate to renew my Canadian passport, or get some temporary permanent resident of Canada travel document for my wife because her permanent resident of Canada card is expired. So what ICBC Insurance Corporation of British Columbia right now is doing, they're discriminating me and my wife based on our national origin and ethnicity. When we talked to ICBC woman on the phone, she said my wife doesn't. She asked, okay, your BC license expired. Is she driving in China right now? I said, yeah. We both have a local license, and my wife's license is a digital one. She never had a physical card one, but I have a physical card one because I need it for ID purposes. But I also have a digital version of my driver's license now in China. And the ICBC woman automatically said, "Oh, both of you don't qualify to have a BC license because you have a foreign one and you have to surrender your foreign one." But how does my wife forfeit and surrender and destroy her Chinese license when she doesn't have a physical card? It's in this it's in her cell phone, and it's a license app. You open this license app and it only works in China. It connects to the government's computer and license info pops up. Yeah, so I'm not able to be part of society in both China and Canada without government issued photo ID with an address on it. I can't board domestic planes in Canada. I can't pick up stuff at Canada Post, UPS, FedEx, or whatever Amazon orders or online orders because don't have government issued photo ID with an address on it. And the customer service from ICBC was very bad, so I told her about the digital part, and I can't surrender my physical ID because I need it when I'm outside of Canada. And it's what she's requesting me to do is unreasonable because it goes against my freedom of movement, my mobility rights, and also my free speech. I can't function. I can't even withdraw money from the bank when they don't give me a BC driver's license because I need to show ID. And I also asked her, why in the last 10 years though, I renewed my license 2 times and I was always straightforward and honest with ICBC, saying that I have a license from Hong Kong and also mainland China. And it was never a problem to get a renewal because those two licenses from Hong Kong and mainland China are not even recognized in Canada or BC. It's not in English, and I can't even buy insurance. There's no English name on it, and I also can't use it in there because it's not illegal, it's not recognized, and also China is a sovereign state, sovereign country. So why does ICBC try to write laws, control China, government of China on who can decide on who can drive a car and who can't in China or Hong Kong? So I don't understand. It's absolutely deranged. My BC license plate's only for use in BC or Canada, and my mainland China digital license and also my Hong Kong one, it's only available for use in Hong Kong and China, but not Canada. I don't mix license plates because you can't. I passed all my I passed my knowledge test with ICBC when I was 16 years old in 2005, and I also passed my full class 5-2 road test in 2009 when I was 19 years old. So I basically did everything that I'm supposed to do, and have a clean driving record, no reckless driving, no driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. So my driving record is pristine, and I did all the tests required, but I'm still being denied my license renewal right now, even though I renewed my BC license 2 times in the last 10 years with no problem, and I was honest and straightforward all the time. And ICBC in the past, they said, these foreign licenses. I told them I need these foreign licenses as my ID when I'm outside of Canada, and I don't use these in BC. And I got BC license because I went through the whole entire graduated license program, which includes a knowledge test and 2 road tests that are spread over a 3-year period. And I have a clean driving record with no demerit points and nothing illegal. I don't speed and I don't do dangerous driving. So I just don't understand what's happening right now. I think what's happening is that this is part of the much wider Cold War 2.0 with China, with Western countries, or the Western world is trying to decouple with China and pick on overseas Chinese people, pick on Asian people, and pick on people who remotely look like they're Asian. And this is just like a repeat of 1960s or 1970s or 80s, where it's like what Guilao60 on YouTube and Twitter said, this like disease that started in Japan and spread to the Middle East, and it changed to the name Islamophobia instead of Japan phobia. And right now though, it's just Sinophobia, where I'm being forced right now to choose between being able to legally drive a car in Canada and also be part of society in Canada, and give up my ancestral ties to China and Hong Kong. I'm being forced to choose Chinese culture right now, and it's basically being genocided in Canada when I'm forced to choose. Clearly, Canada, BC, or ICBC hasn't learned anything about the genocidal history of Canada against the First Nation Aboriginals. This is just wrong. I seriously kind of know how it feels like to be Muslim now after September 11th. I'm just getting picked on. My wife's getting picked on, and when we're not able to drive a car, we're also being put at risk because BC right now, Vancouver, just a bunch of crazy people doing random stranger attacks, and half the crimes are hate crimes against Asian people, and the other half are just against everybody. So this BC, everybody in Canada moves to the Vancouver's downtown east side to get free drugs, and there's no problem with these people exercising the right to free movement and their mobility rights. But when you have a Canadian citizen and a permanent resident of Canada moving back because COVID now is over in China, travel restrictions are gone since the end of March, and it's slowly restarting, but the prices aren't so reasonable. So I'm just going to wait a little. I do travel between Canada and China and Hong Kong a lot. And what does ICBC care about my freedom of movement and mobility rights? I'm free to re-enter Canada whenever I want and remain in Canada as long as I want, or as little as I want. And also, when we got that digital license and foreign license requirement out of the way, ICBC then takes up this fake news law saying that people have to live in BC for 6 months at a time, but in the Motor Vehicle Act of BC, there's no requirement and no laws in Canada or BC that states that people have to live 6 months at a time in any province, including BC. So this is just more fake imaginary laws used as an excuse to discriminate against Asian people and overseas Chinese people and Chinese citizens. This is discrimination based on ethnic origin and national origin. Even though I was born in BC, I got a BC birth certificate. I'm being picked on right now, and this is just how it was like to be Muslim in the 2000s, right after September 11th.